Hi, I'm Andrew Skurka with Sierra Designs. It's the responsibility of every camper to properly store and protect their food in the backcountry. This is not only in your best interest, but it's also in the interest of all the wildlife that's out here. In some areas, you are protecting your food from black bears and from grizzly bears, but I'd actually say that in most backcountry campsites, the bigger concern are the mini bears. So those are the squirrels and raccoons and mice that survive off of human food scraps. Some land managers will have very specific regulations about exactly how to protect your food. In Rocky Mountain National Park, some of the backcountry campsites come with these permanent food lockers. In other parts of the park, actually most parts of the park, they require backpackers to have portable hard-sided canisters. But not all areas are the regulations as strict and as clear, so I thought I'd walk around and show you some of the options on how to protect your food and discuss the pros and cons, and that way next time you go out you can make a good decision. Let's start with the simplest option, which is sleeping with your food. Normally, I would just keep my food in a see-through bag like this or in a nylon stuff sack. And I think this is a perfectly reasonable thing to do if I'm not camping in an area with bears and if I'm not staying in high-use campsites where the mini bears most likely are to be. I've camped with my food multiple times and have been okay with it. But obviously this option has its downsides. If there are bears around, it becomes risky or dangerous. And if there are mini bears around, it's just difficult to get a good night's rest. Mice are going to be scurrying over my sleeping bag or chewing holes in my tent. The second option is the classic bear hang. This is an effective technique if you're only concerned about mini bears. Just hang it a few feet off the ground, a few feet from a tree, and you'll be set. I think though for an area with a healthy black bear population, this is an option that actually shouldn't be recommended. Black bears are extremely smart, extremely persistent, and they are remarkably good climbers. A determined bear that gets into your campsite is going to figure out how to get to your food. So when camping in bear inhabited areas, I think there are better options. Let's go take a look at them. The last two options are a bear-resistant food sack and a bear-resistant canister. This is specifically known as an earth sack. There are several models of these. Where permitted, I really like to carry them. They're lightweight and they're soft-sided, so they pack well in a backpack. They're also extremely tough. They're made out of bulletproof material known as Kevlar. The bear can is an even more effective way to store your food. You'll notice that I have a jar full of honey in there, and I'd be confident that if I left this out overnight, I'd come back in the morning and this thing would be totally fine. Unfortunately, bear cans are heavy. They weigh 2 to 3 pounds depending on the size and the model, and they're also difficult to pack comfortably inside of a backpack because they are hard-sided. So these are, I think, the two best options for storing and protecting your food at night, but I've given you some other information to think about, and next time you go out, make sure to take this seriously and protect your food, not just for your sake, but also for that of the wildlife.